What's up everybody, Iojiki here and welcome to Game Jumping, the show where indecisiveness is okay. Today, very cool game, we're playing Has Been Heroes. This is a game that came out recently for a lot of different systems, but we are playing it on the Nintendo Switch, and the reason why we're playing it on the Nintendo Switch is it has some really cool, unique features on it. They have the HD Rumble that they're taking advantage of the Nintendo Switch, which is just like an advanced rumble feature. But the main thing that I wanted to explain this to you guys, and the reason why I chose on the Switch, is because the Switch is portable. I have been able to take this game and play it anywhere. And this is a game that you're going to want to play everywhere because it is a challenging game and it's very fun. And I say this because I have already been playing this game. I got it and I could not contain myself, but I've heard that it was a really difficult game. And the reason why I've been playing it off camera and before showing you guys my first impressions is because I didn't want to suck too bad. And spoiler alert, I'm still going to be terrible at this game, I bet you, because it's a very difficult game. It's very unforgiving. It's a roguelike game, which means that if you die, you have to start over from the beginning, but the progression is such that you learn more about the game as you play. I'm going to show you guys the prologue. I'm on a different account right now because I wanted to show you guys the prologue and kind of the first little bits that you will be able to see. Then I'm going to hop over and show you guys some advanced stuff because it's a really cool game and I think that you guys will really like it. Real quick before we go into it, you can see the heroes that you have access to. There's like 30 something heroes that you can choose from. It's a lot of heroes, but you start out with only like 3 of them unlocked. It's your main heroes. And as you play through and as you beat it, you'll unlock new heroes to play through as. Also unlocks, it tells you like how long you've been playing. You can see this is a new account because it doesn't say any of that stuff. You can see spells you've unlocked, items, enemies, crossroads, regions, and endings. That all makes sense as you play. Let's go into the prologue so I can show you guys what this game is about.
The kingdom had lived in prosperity and safety, so it had been many long years since the king had last called upon his...
This is kind of the story bit of it.
But now the roads were growing restless again. Strange creatures roamed the lands, and stories of wild monsters spread like wildfire. The king sent out a call for his trusted heroes once more. A quest was about to begin. So
the king is now calling for people to do a quest. Now, don't be fooled by these graphics. You may think they look a little bit cartoony, but they're actually pretty good. So this is the rogue. They've grown up on stories of heroes and their epic adventures. They have a chance to meet them in person. You hurry to the cross, humans might be able to catch them. So this rogue really wants to show kind of like join the heroes. There's a couple of stuff that you can see here. These right down here, which I'm selecting, are your spell slots. You'll be able to get these spells as you go on. You can also see the equipment that the person has by like left clicking, and if you left click, it'll show you kind of what equipment they have. This is like Rogue's Dagger has increased spell recharge rate, critical hit, stuff like that. Kind of wish I could use a pointer to show some stuff here, but you can see next to the rogues, it has a health bar and a stamina bar. The stamina bar is the green, it's like a green single box. This rogue has 1 stamina, which means if they get hit, they'll like block one thing with the stamina, and then the rest will go through, like 1 damage, and the rest will go through to their health. And the attack button on the left says ×3, which means the rogue attacks 3 times, which is really important. I just wanted to show you guys what that is because that's kind of the core gameplay. Up at the top left, you can see pause and play, which is with the left whatever. And that pauses the gameplay. That's important. And then ZL you'll almost never use. The fast forward, almost never use it. And then in the bottom right, it's like most roguelikes, you can select different stuff. Like your little map, this is where like you're going, and you kind of use the right stick to select where you're going. And then you have 300 coins to start out, no keys, and you always have 1 candle. And the candles are pretty important. We'll explain it as we go on. Let's go ahead and go to the first battle. We'll run to the first battle, and this will explain kind of how it goes. So you press Y to select the rogue in the lane, then you hit A to send it over to attack, and they'll do an animation. Now, after each attack, it will automatically pause like this, so you can have chance to do stuff like select spells or whatever you want to do, and then you hit left to turn it off. When your melee recharges, you can attack again. You select your rogue again, you attack, do it again. So this is kind of like, you'll constantly be in a state of like running forward, and the monsters will also be moving towards you at a slow rate. And so you need to kind of like time yourself by doing that. So we finished that. Now we select the next battle. And we'll go over to the next one. Now this one has 6. So what you need to do is you attack it, it removes its stamina. So it had 6 stamina, so we removed down to 3. And then we're going to attack it again to remove the other 3. Now, once you remove all the stamina, and this is important, it's not just removing all the stamina, it's matching the amount of stamina that they had. They will get stunned, and then you can attack them again to do actual damage to them. So we'll go over to the chest. This is all part of the prologue. This is like the first bit that you guys will learn. So to do chests, you can open chests by selecting them. Select them over here. This is the rogue spell. The rogue starts off with the spell every single time that you play. It's called Double Strike. It's really good. It makes it so that the next character can attack twice, which is really important for some things. This guy has 6. So what we can do here is, instead of attacking 3 times and then waiting to recharge and attack 3 times again, we can use our Double Strike and cast it on ourselves, which will give us times 2 of our times 3, so attack 6 times, and that'll stun it because we've attacked 6 times and we've matched it to the stamina. So then we'll wait, we'll move a little bit forward, it's stunned so it's not going to attack us, and then we can use our normal attack and attack it. And then we'll move over to the empty square here. All right.
The young rogue decided to rest at the crossroads, hoping the heroes might pass her by.
So the rogue's waiting for the heroes to arrive. Now the heroes, of course, are the has-been heroes, so they're all old. They're waiting to go on. This is basically the same thing, except you'll see that the mage has ×2 attack, and the warrior has +1 attack, basically. And that's important for when you're matching up staminas to stun people, which they'll explain here. So right here, we're gonna pause it so I can show you guys, but the mage is up at the top 2. The skeleton that we're facing on that lane has 2 stamina. So what we're gonna do is select by pressing X, which is the top lane, and then we'll hit A to attack. So he will stun it. Now, when you have multiple heroes, a lane will be free. So you can select either X or Y and swap it, basically. So anybody who has this yellow mark in their lane, you can swap with whatever. So we're gonna swap over to this big guy who now the skeleton has no stamina. Then we're gonna select this lane and we're gonna attack. And it'll pause again. So most of the game, you're going to actually be in this pause state. So we're gonna unpause it. We're gonna leave the reason why we left our mage in here is because we're matching 2 to 2 again. We're gonna do 2, we're gonna swap, and we're gonna attack. So that's moving fast, but most of the gameplay isn't gonna be fast like that. Most of it's gonna feel like a turn-based strategy type thing. So this one, yeah, match your melee hits to the stamina amount to stun the enemy. So we're gonna do 1 here. So that's attacks. He blocked 1 because of the stamina. Then they have 2 left. We're gonna attack here 2. Then we're gonna swap back again. Wait for this guys to recharge. And then smack in. Now we knocked it away. Normally I would have swapped there, but I want to show you guys what happens if you don't. If you don't and you do like this and you attack, you're attacking over the stamina and it'll knock him back, but it won't do as much damage to him. And it won't knock him back as far. So basically you want to match stamina the best you can. So we'll go ahead and finish that. It's important to note when you're first learning how to play this game, guys, that the mage does like no melee damage at all. It does like really crappy melee damage. Have you seen the King's Epic Heroes? Aha! We are. You're just two people, and you're old. Our band of heroes fell apart years ago. Now there are only two of us left. What did you want with us? I heard great stories about your heroic adventures. When I grew up, when a king called for you, I figured at least to have a chance to meet you in person. Did you want to come meet the king with us? Me? Are you sure? Why not? So we're gonna meet the rogue. Now the rogue joined your party.
The young rogue was quite happy to join the band of heroes.
You always have three heroes,
They set off
by the way.
the king.
So to move us forward to the castle, it'll do like a little castle cinematic thing. It's like a pretty loose story, but it's a very, very addictively fun game. So the story basically, he summons us to take his princesses to school. And we're like, okay. And he's like, hey, all three of you are pretty good heroes. So the rogue gets roped into it. And we're like, okay. So we go and select in. We get the princesses. And we're going to move on. That's the basic gist of the game. Is you're going to be taking them through these different maps to try and go. And avoiding all of these guys' evil minions that they're summoning. This guy. So he wants to conquer the world. He summons up a bunch of dudes. He hates you. Alright, so they're like, maybe we should get our band back together, and we're like, alright, well. So here's another part of it. He kills us right away. How rude of him.
And what of the heroes and their quest?
We get summoned over to this guy
Help comes
who explains us kind of like, hey, you need to collect souls and stuff for me.
The heroes found themselves.
It's a really loose story, guys. Like, it's not the most in-depth story in the world.
A great ghoul had appeared and summoned monsters into the kingdom.
But this also kind of explains how you can die in this game. Like, if you die, you can just like restart again. Because when you die in this game, this guy summons you back. You give him all the orbs you've collected. He unlocks things for you in a sense that he explains to you what certain items do that you may find. There's like over 300 items in this game and spells, like 300 items and spells. And when you find them originally, the items and spells, they don't have any information on them. So you have no idea what it is. But I'll kind of explain this. All right. So they're like, yeah, we need to go through the academy. Let's cut through here. All right. So you can select either way you want to go, and it'll tell you kind of what's up happening. Let's go up just a little bit. So this is an empty thing. We can have a chest over here and a locked chest. We don't have any keys, so we can't open them. So we're gonna go over here to the other chest. And we're gonna open this with anybody. You can open it. And you will not, like if you select it here, you won't know who, like what it does. It says exclamation point on it. From playing, I know what this does because I've already unlocked it before. But basically you would select anybody that you wanted based on what it looks like, and you will go over and select it. Now, this is invisible cloak. This gives max health and 5% increased critical hit chance. And I knew it gave critical hit. That's why I wanted to give it to the rogue, because the rogue attacks so many times. It's pretty good. So we still can't, we don't have any keys to go over here, so there's no point in going over there. We're gonna go up to here, which appears to be a merchant. All of these nodes are random. So this will show something. I think this is like health regain or something. But we're gonna go ahead and just select this. Yeah, it's like, yeah. Healing Soap regenerates 4 HP every 5 seconds. It doesn't really matter. And then here we have a battle. So this is the first 3-way battle that you guys will see. Now, when you first start a battle up, it's really good to pause the game to try and figure out what you want to do here. So we see in the bottom lane, we have a skeleton that has 2 stamina, 3 stamina, and then like a 1 stamina. It would be really nice if our rogue was in the top lane for the 3 and our mage was in the bottom for the 2, but we can't match those right now. Since nobody has attacked, we can't actually swap any of these lanes because nobody has that yellow thing. So we're going to probably buff the warrior on the bottom to make him have 2 attacks and attack the skeleton in the front. Now I should also mention that the mage has a spell here called Curse of Frost, and the warrior has a spell called Hot Potato, removes 10 to 16 stamina and burns targets, which is really important. But we're not going to do that yet. We're going to go ahead and cast Double Strike on this guy, select him and attack. Then we are going to swap here with the rogue and attack in on him. Then we are going to swap up here because we want to have the rogue in the top. And then we're going to attack for 3 up here, swap him up, attack there. And then now we want to have the rogue in the very bottom because it matches 3. But instead what we're gonna, we can't really just swap these two. We can't swap the middle and the bottom lane. So I'm gonna swap up here, then swap here, then swap here. So we're kind of gonna do a swap around. And then he's gonna move really close to us. We're gonna knock the stamina away here, swap him down, attack there. Now we can see over on our right side, you guys can't see it quite because my face is in the way, but this skeleton, there's a skeleton that's coming above us that has some 2 stamina. We want, let's just do this first. So this guy's gonna match up. And then I'm afraid of this skeleton getting pretty close, so I'm gonna swap down here because the rogue does a lot more damage in melee than the mage does. So I'm gonna wait till his stamina recharges or his attack and then attack out here. So now I want to have this skeleton up at the top has 2 stamina and the one in the middle has 3. So we're going to stun that guy. We're gonna stun here. We're gonna stun here, attack there, swap up, and we'll swap here as well. Stun this guy, attack here, and then we will attack here. And we're gonna run out of attacks here. The guy's gonna get really close. So we're kind of a little bit weak here. Normally I don't send that guy, but this flower is getting really close to us and I don't want him to attack us. So let's go ahead and use the hot potato burn on him. Okay. And then we are going to swap over here, attack here, swap up, attack there. Stun this guy, stun here. This may look easy because I've done this before, but I can assure you guys, like, it's not an easy game. It's really not. So we're gonna swap up here. Match the stamina. We'll stun this guy as well. Every time you move a guy into a lane behind enemies, you'll do what's called a back attack, which just does damage. It doesn't really like do anything else important. So here I kind of screwed up my rogue is not in the middle, but this guy matches up with 3. So we're gonna do 1 and then 2 to remove. Then we're gonna swap a rogue in and just do damage. Basically, like, this is like, people say that this is like a one big type of ballet that you're trying to like do. You're basically trying to juggle each lane and match stamina the best that you can to try and do like, eventually you'll go faster as you're doing it. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, guys. So there's a spell gambler and a locksmith. Spell gamblers are pretty good, but it gives you like a 1 in 3 shot in order to get it. So we're just gonna go to the locksmith and we're gonna buy some keys. These keys are gonna be good for like buying the locked treasure and stuff. So I'm gonna buy a couple of keys. I'm not gonna buy all 3. I just wanted like 2. Now it would make sense to probably go back and open that locked chest, but every time you walk backwards through a path you've already walked, you burn a candle. And when you burn one, like, you only have a set number of candles. Like right now we only have 1 candle. So walking back would probably not be the best. So we're gonna move forward here into the next battle. And here we have another section where I wish I had them differently. So we're just gonna swap around here and swap here. And then we're going to knock this out. Basically, I'm gonna try and do this quick, guys, to show you kind of how normal battles will go. Because you're gonna wanna try and like, you don't actually have to move that quick, but it's good to like kind of just get into a rhythm of trying to do things accurately. I should also mention that every time you successfully stun and then, sorry guys, I'm about to sneeze. Every time you successfully stun and knock somebody back, it removes 1 from their max stamina. So if a monster had like 5 stamina and you knocked them back after stunning them, they would have 1 less stamina coming at you, which is really good. Some of these monsters will get up there having like 25 stamina, or like some bosses have 50 stamina or something. It's pretty ridiculous. And sometimes you won't be able to match things exactly, like the stamina. In the early levels you'll be able to do that, but because that's just because I'm used to it. When you get into the higher levels, sometimes you'll have to use your guys to go over the stamina instead of matching it exactly. And the reason for that is because they'll get really close to you and you want to knock them backwards. So every time you knock them back by going over stamina, it has like, shoot, I messed up here. So let's use a double strike to match that. It knocks them back a little bit, but it doesn't knock them back like a full way. So sometimes it's good to just knock them back just a little bit rather than like the full way. Let's run over to the empty thing over here. Now we're gonna miss a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, that was empty. Move down. Let's go show you guys the boss. So here's first boss. The bosses are all random that you encounter. So if you guys play a boss, you may have something completely different here. So this boss has a weird thing. It has 8 stamina on it, and the best way to usually do that is to obviously knock it, but it does do a lot. It regains a lot of stamina, or it moves really quickly, I should say. So here we're gonna try and match stamina best we can. So he has 5 stamina left. We're going to knock him for 3, knock him for 2, now he's stunned, and then we'll knock here and knock him back. And then I also want to match the bottom here because the bottom guy has 2 stamina. So we knocked him back, removed 1 of his max staminas. So we'll knock here. You guys might not be able to like do it as effectively on your first go around as I am, but yeah. So we're gonna do 1, We're going to swap to the rogue. We are going to use double strike on the rogue, which will give him 6. We'll do 6 to stun him, switch back, knock him back. That's basically how you're doing it. All the while, the guy is getting really close to stuff. So they say a lot of the times the best thing that you could do is to use your spells sparingly. I haven't been using any spell but double strike, but we're going to show you hot potato now. Hot potato removes all stamina basically for the lower level guys. So we're going to cast it on the main guy. And then we're going to attack him. And since he gets stunned because he removes all his stamina, we're going to remove -1 stamina from him. Going to knock that guy down. Knock him. We're going to stun this guy up front here. And then knock him back. Knock him. Sometimes it's good to just stun them and like wait for them to recover. So he has 5 now. He's getting awfully close. We're going to go here. 2. And then we're going to use our double strike on him just to deal some extra damage and knock him back. So the bosses, like this one in particular, can get like a lot. You basically have to, I'm going to knock him back just because. But you have to basically manage like dudes that are coming at you the best you can. We're going to knock him back just a little bit. We're going to use hot potato on this guy again. Knock him back just a little bit. Stun this guy. Knock him. See how it gets like pretty intense? We're gonna knock him back just a little bit. We actually killed him because we ended up doing enough damage to him. You can see like this guy does like no damage at all. This guy's getting really close. 3. Knock him up. Knock him back. Now we're gonna swap up here and try and take care of these guys a bit. Now we're gonna use our hot potato here on this mass up top, just because they're getting really insane. It's gonna burn the whole group. Attack here. Attack here. Oh my god, we're gonna like lose the first one. I'm talking like all my experience and we're gonna like lose the first one here. Alright, so we have this lane pretty free here. So I'm gonna take a chance here and swap up. We're gonna block there. We're gonna block here. Alright, we're gonna use another spell combination. You can barely see the boss is on the very far side, but we're gonna use Curse of Frost on him, on just the boss, because the boss is really low right now. The boss does Curse of Frost does a debuff on the boss. The next time he gets hit, he's gonna freeze. Freezing bypasses all stamina, but I think he's at 0 stamina right now anyway. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna freeze him, hit him with our mage, swap to our swordsman, and then attack him, and hopefully attack through his stamina. We'll see. Let's go. Curse of Frost, attack, swap over here, swap, got him. So our mage ended up taking 1 point of stamina there, but we almost lost that one. So he has 1 stamina gone basically the entire time. And then it runs us over to the other volcanic thing. So this would run us over to the next map. when you first complete it, or when you first go to complete your first round of this game, it runs through two different maps, and then if you beat the bosses on both maps, you'll unlock a hero, and you get to go on. So that gives you guys like a glimpse at what the game goes for. Obviously, you're not going to be like that good at the very beginning to try and do it. I guarantee you'll probably lose the first time you try and do it. But I have beaten this game 3 times, I think. Twice or 3 times? I think twice. I think I might have done it twice. And it gets difficult. It gets more difficult each time that you beat it, and you have to beat more levels in order to do it. So I have to beat 4 levels, I think, to do it. This guy will be the final boss at the end of here. So it does one random mini boss, like that guy that we fought, and the final boss, which is like different. They all use different mechanics. So I'm not going to go ahead and show you this, guys, because the episode is running a little bit long. But I wanted to show you guys basically the gist of Has Been Heroes, and there's been a lot of like reviews around it that are saying it's too difficult or whatever. But really, you should give it a chance. It's only 20 bucks. It's not that expensive to get it. But obviously, if 20 bucks is expensive to you, find a game that you want to do. If you take the time to learn this game and you take the time to master this game, it provides so much entertainment. And the fact that I'm playing on the Switch, I can take it to go, play like a couple of different of these map points, a couple different battles, pause it, go on, continue playing, maybe progress, hopefully get past a boss. I can play them in like little 10-minute bursts. So it's really worth it, guys. If you want to see more of this game, please let me know in the comments below. I'm probably going to show maybe a little bit more of this game. Probably next time I'll jump over to my actual account and show you guys where I've been, what heroes I'm playing with, because I have a couple of heroes that I've unlocked. I'm not going to spoil what they are yet. I'll give you guys a chance to play them, but I'll probably show you what the new heroes are whenever you get to them next time I play. And it's worth it. It's worth it, guys. So I hope you enjoy. If you did, let me know down below. Press that like button if you did like the video, and tell me what you think about Has Been Heroes. Have you guys gotten a chance to play it yet, or are you kind of like shying away from it? Maybe the graphics didn't look too good, or you thought it was too difficult or something like that. Let me know what you guys thought. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Until then, later.